For the engine compartment portion of the Virginia CDL test, you are going to be looking for a number of things in the engine compartment: 3 fluids and 3 engine components, as well as any leaks underneath the bus. So first, you're going to go to the left-hand side of the bus, and we're first going to be looking at the coolant. To identify that it's at the proper level, you look in the sight bubbles here and just make sure you can see coolant in them. If you cannot, then you would explain how you would open this hatch and look in to tell the level, but you do not actually open the hatch. Next, we have the oil level, which is found right here. To check the oil, you pull out the dipstick, wipe off the excess oil, reinsert it, pull it back out, and make sure that the oil level is not below the refill mark. And third and finally, for fluids, on the far right-hand side of the bus behind the AC compressor, we have the power steering fluid. And to check this fluid, you use this little knob thing and you unscrew it, pull it out, and there's a dipstick on it. You wipe off the excess power steering fluid, put it back in, pull it out, and just make sure it's not below the refill mark. Next, we have the water pump. The water pump is located right here. It's the last little wheel on the belt system. And for the water pump, what you're doing is you're checking for loose and missing bolts, cracks, proper belt tension, cracked or frayed belts, and any coolant leaks. Next, we have the alternator, which is found right here. For the alternator, you're going to be checking for missing loose bolts, cracks, proper belt tension, cracked or frayed belts, and cracked, burnt, or loose wires, which are going to be found in this black casing here, so you can't actually see the wires. And third and finally, you have the air compressor, which is located underneath the generator. It's a little rectangular box right back there. And for that, you are going to be making sure that there's no missing or loose bolts. You're going to check for the belt tension and make sure there are no cracks or frays in the lines, and that there's no air leaks. And finally, you're going to look underneath the bus and make sure that there are no coolant, power steering, transmission, or oil leaks. And that concludes the engine compartment.